Previously on Relatable's Baddies Book Club. Daddy's home. And then it quiets down, right? It'll quiet down.
Yeah.
And it quiets down. He goes, hello, Farah, darling. And there's hope for me.
You can never please Farah.
Honestly?
Yeah.
Good point. Is Ianthe on his bed, buck naked.
Yeah.
Titties out. Fucking
legs
just,
open.
Boy, legs open. And he's like, I believe Highburn is going to come and he is going to bring war with him. And I believe the way he's going to do it is by resurrecting Jurian.
Mic drop. She just wanted to be in that snacks arm.
Yeah, bro. Like, I was just thinking, like, first of all, you want Cassian to come to your bedroom. Second of all, you want to fly with Azriel. Like, come on, you're doing everything you can just to make Rhysand jealous.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, so you wanted me to read because of this? And he's like, to be honest, like everyone should be able to read.
he's like, Farah, it was embarrassing that you couldn't.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing that you couldn't read. He was like, did you like it when I was on my knees for you?
Yeah.
And he's like, I could feel it through the bond. This is why Farah jars me.
Yeah.
She wanted training from Tamlin. She wanted training from Ianthe, right?
Yeah.
She's like, please. They're like, no. Cassian, the best fighter in Prithian, I'll train you. I'll think about it.
Yeah, what?
Welcome to Relatable's Baddies Book Club, where we will embark on a journey reading some of the finest pieces of literature you have ever laid eyes, or ears, if that's your preferred way to consume a book, on.
Oh, no. A Court of Mist and Fury, chapters 25 to 37. And Jake.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to say a lot happened. A lot kind of did happen within the storyline.
Well, we did 2 extra chapters because we needed a bit more just to talk.
Yeah. I think it finished on a really good spot.
Yeah. Oh, and guys, this is our first episode without headphones.
Yeah, we're trying something new. We're having hearing issues outside the podcast.
Yeah, no, the headphones. We think the headphones are ruining our ears.
Yeah, we finished because we record 4 episodes a week. At the end of 2 episodes on a day, we're like, are you all right?
Yeah. He's
and
ringing.
We've turned our headphones down to literally the lowest you can hear.
We need to
possible.
hear.
Yeah. So we're trying no headphones. So apologies who gives a fuck? We're going to do a good podcast, mate.
Yeah, no, the podcast is going to be good. It's just the only thing will be like,
you can see our ears.
Yeah, just they never look at our ears, if you're watching this.
I saw someone comment because we did our first, what was it? It was the YouTube show. Had a podcast and someone goes, oh my God, they have ears.
You guys just need to see us standing next.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so chapters 25 to 37.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling excited.
I'm excited too. Farah is growing on me.
Farah is definitely growing on me as well.
I saw someone comment on Patreon plug if you want the episode early, the Baddies Book Club. Someone said we're being a little bit harsh on Farah. She's going through some trauma and dealing with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I read that. I was like, on the scheme of things, like everything Amarantha did, those 2 souls she took, like on the scheme of things.
I just feel as though with the whole feeling like so empty and soulless and for killing those fairies, I gotta say the overwhelming amount of gratitude that she has had, and also the fact that no one has made it her problem. Yeah. Not a single person has said...
She's put it on herself.
Yeah, not one single fucking person, Tamlin included, as much as we hate him, has made her feel as though she did the wrong thing.
I know.
She saved Prithian, bro.
I know.
And in that actual... At the same time...
In the scheme of things...
Those 2 young fairies that were killed also saved Prithian.
Yeah.
If I was Farah...
I'd be partying.
Are you kidding? I'd be drunk every day.
Drinking the fairies' wine.
I would have sat on Rhys's dick 4 weeks ago.
Would have sat on all the High Lord's dicks.
I would have gone for rounds with them. Are you kidding? Oh my God.
I wonder how well hung Rhysand is.
Oh, I don't even want to. I do want to know. I do want to know. We got a good thing in the Facebook group. So someone in the Facebook group sent a video of this guy dancing, and it was, have you seen it?
Oh, it was for the reacts. I purposely didn't look at it because I thought we were saving it.
Bro. I mean, I had to accept it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I don't want to just go accepting random links. What if it's porn in the Facebook
No,
group?
I put a post up saying send us the links to the things you want us to react to, and I thought we would just accumulate them.
Oh, okay. Well, I've seen this one. Don't look at it.
Yeah,
Wait, this motherfucker needs to learn how to act because he needs to play Resand.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's
Good
crazy,
looking, good looking.
right? Ridiculous.
Shee.
Okay, so
Today we are starting the book club off a little bit early because someone actually sent in a dilemma.
yeah, boy.
It's anonymous, completely anonymous, but let's just get into it. Eh?
Yes, please.
Hey boys, love the pod. I listen to it whenever I'm training with my friend Cassian, especially when he starts asking too many questions. Now to my dilemma. I thought I met the love of my life, my forever person. He was beautiful, ripped, well hung, wealthy, and even a high lord. But he turned out to have terrible, and I say terrible, anger issues. He was controlling and possessive. The last straw, he used magic to lock me in his manor.
Damn.
Here's the kicker. I was rescued by an even more handsome High Lord. Someone emotionally in touch with his feelings who genuinely wants the best for me. We're super flirty and I find myself getting even jealous when he talks to other women. My dilemma is, I really want to sleep with him and maybe fall in love with him. But part of me feels like it's too soon to move on. Please help, boys. Love the pod.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, you've come to the right place, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can help you out.
We can help you out. We have experience with High Lords.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say is. Okay. Look, personally, it sounds to me like it's a classic case of you moved on while you were in the relationship still. So you may feel like it's too soon, but you broke up with that disgusting fucking tampon of a guy.
Yeah.
Like a couple months before you even actually left. So to be fair, it's not that soon.
Yeah. I wish this is one of the situations where I wish that she was in front of us so we could ask more questions.
Yeah, and we could see what she looks like.
Yeah, like how long
Yeah.
has it been since you
And
guys
how
broke
well
up?
hung was he really?
Yeah. And maybe you think he was well hung because you haven't been with any other High Lords.
That's a great point.
So maybe you should find out how well hung he actually was. Comparison.
I very much like where you're going with this.
Yeah, and I think I definitely agree there's to a certain extent, especially if you're struggling to move on, you got to get under another High Lord to get over the old High Lord.
Yep, facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good way to think about it. So if you have a High Lord at your disposal, yeah, and you're flirty and it's easy.
And what'd she say again? She said, generally wants the best for me. If he is actually a really good bloke, and I think only you know that, 100% go for it.
Mate.
At least try it.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Give us an update.
Yeah.
I want to know what it's like.
Normally I would say life's short, but in the fairies case from two mere mortals,
Yes.
you can take your time.
Go. You can take your time if you want to take your time, or you can rush if you want to rush. You live forever.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. We start chapters at 25.
Yeah, bro. Chapter 25, they've just finished up like having their first little sleepover in the mortal realm at Feyre's sister's place.
Oh, yep.
And then, so they wake up and they stay there for a minute for some reason. They're just there for breakfast or some shit like that. But they're out there and it starts off Feyre and Rhys are out just like out in the snow all cold and shit doing some magic training.
Yeah.
And he says he's got a candle for her. And he's like, I want you to light it, put it out, and then dry it. So because she has all the powers. So it's like the fire comes from Autumn Court. The water comes from Summer, which we'll find out later. Yeah. And the wind I think the wind, where does the wind come from?
No, what's this?
Dawn. We know that.
Dawn.
The wind comes from the Dawn Court. Yeah. And then, so she's trying to do that. And then she's all like, I can't do it with you here.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
I can't do it with you here, Resand. I can't do it with you here. And then he goes, okay, fine. Winnows away. He's in the house. And you know what I find? They do a cheeky little note writing while he's in the house. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Resand loves a little game.
Yeah. She said she's out there for an hour and then randomly just this note appears with a pen.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he said, like, how you going or something.
It's
like
cheeky, like, yeah. Just have you put the flame out yet?
Yeah.
It's cheeky old Resand using his magical powers usefully. I kind of like, don't you think the training seems like easy?
Yeah.
Like on the scheme of things?
Yeah.
Like, there's no hard work.
No.
Like, I was thinking, like, that'd be like building up her anaerobic systems, like going for hikes up Prithian Mountain and shit. Like,
No,
or the
I
Nightcore
think they
Mountain.
need to be putting her life on the line.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, that's the only way she does anything.
Throw another one of those worms out there.
Fucking oath, bro. Do whatever you... Yeah.
Well, she killed it when she was a mortal.
Yeah.
And now she's a High Lord.
Mate, I reckon she's... But basically, so she's out there, and then she's all like... They do their little notesy, flirty back and forth, whatever. I think she says, like, you're a shameless flirt. And he's like, see who I am. I'm Rhysand, bro. And then she's like... And then, out of nowhere, I felt some cold fucking claws grab my arms. And she's like... Looks up and she was like, the Ator?
Caught me off guard.
Yeah, I did not think that was going to happen, the Ator.
I didn't see that coming.
We haven't seen the Ator since A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yeah, and that's where, well, at the end of A Court of Thorns and Roses is like, where did the Ator go?
Yeah, he fucked off.
He disappeared.
Yeah.
That's where the chapter ended.
Yeah.
Chapter 26. They're like, she was getting taken and then Rhys winnows in.
Yeah.
And like saves her.
Well, yeah, so
Ator.
he's like, he's got her in a grip and she full can't get out of it. Like,
Yeah.
he's stronger than her for some reason. And then just out of nowhere, Rhys winnows in and Rhys gets to show off some of his power.
Show some of his power. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell
Apparently
you-
he just comes in, he's like, whoosh, and the Ator's like, he's like,
I tell you,
no, please.
the AI things we reacted to. My imagination of the Ator was so different to what the AI.
Yeah,
were. I was
right.
thinking it wasn't like this huge thing, like the massive scales and like this scary like
Yeah.
gremlin looking thing.
No, I had that in my mind.
I didn't have
Mine-
that, eh?
Mine was accurate.
Mine was sort of just like a scary looking like scary human type thing.
Nah,
like a
mine was
scarier
accurate.
fairy.
I was thinking like gargoyle on steroids.
Yeah, true. That's basically what it is.
But basically, Rhys is out there protecting our girl Feyre, and he's like, fucking, who sent you, bro?
Yeah.
He's like, tell me who sent you.
He's got the Ator pinned down.
And he's like hurting him a bit, and the Ador's voice in the graphic audio. Highburn sent me.
That was good.
It's full scary, but yeah. So he admits that he's been with Highburn and he sent him, and Rhys is asking questions. Boom, boom, boom. What's He's like,
He's amassing an endless army.
yeah. That was good as well. So Rhys is like, who sent you? Highburn. Why? I don't know. He just said he wanted Feyre for some reason. He didn't say why he wanted Feyre.
I don't
He
think
just
the
goes,
Ator knows.
Yeah,
he just goes, he told me and I listened.
He's
to
like, yeah,
the
he gives an
king.
order and I just do it.
Yeah, I'm his bitch.
And then he's like, okay, well, armies. Tell me about Highburn's armies. And Ator says they're endless, bro.
yeah,
Literally endless, and they're days away.
yeah, you're not gonna have any left.
Well, not days away, but they're close.
Yeah, yeah.
And he also says that he has allies in every territory. Does that mean all the courts of Prithian?
That's how I interpret it. Yes.
Yeah, I was interpreting it, and he has allies in all the courts of Prithian.
Yeah.
I still stand by Tamlin's on Highburn's side.
I don't know. Well, we find later Tamlin might not even be thinking about Highburn.
Hold on. I actually think I will wait till predictions to tell you how my mind has actually changed.
My mind's changed a little bit too.
Okay, cool.
But
and then also, so basically, he goes, Azriel comes in.
Yeah, Azriel.
And he says and Rhys says to Azriel, take the Ator away. So they winnow away. And then Feyre's like, wait a second. For some reason, I don't know how she realizes this, but Rhys used her as bait.
Yeah.
Because he knew that someone was hunting her.
And she's like Devo. But he's like, I always had your safety in consideration. You were fine.
He's like, you were always safe.
She's like, don't do that again.
Don't do that again. And then he's like, ha, 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 what are you going to do about it? He's like, come touch his fucking schlong. And then she's like... And then she goes over, she's like boiling with rage. And I was like, yeah, come on, Feyre, you little fucking, let's go, you pussy. And then she goes over, tries to hit him, he winnows away. Winnow. And then she gets all blood boiling and mad, and she winnows and hits him, and then they fall in the snow, and they get all snowy and cute. And he's kind of like, ha, 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 good one. But...
Well, we found out Feyre can winnow.
Well, she can winnow, but...
We found that out then?
We found that out. She can winnow, but she didn't know how she did it.
Yeah, true.
Fucking useless.
Well, that's a lot of her powers. It just kind of happens.
Fair.
Yeah.
It is, it's annoying.
Yeah. But that's why I think the training should be more. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Life needs to be on, like, someone's life needs to be on the line. So maybe not hers.
Yeah.
Maybe one of her sisters. Maybe
Tamlin. I reckon she'd still save Tamlin.
Yeah.
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 What do we think about, could Rhysand like easily kill Tamlin, or would it be a fight?
Good question. I reckon it would be a fight. I think Tamlin's still a fucking beast.
I think he's still like a beast. Yeah. But it is well known that Rhysand's the strongest.
Tamlin's like up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rhysand's a lot older than Tamlin, isn't he? I think.
I don't know I don't know if it's much. It's not too. It's similar.
I think it'd be a good fight. Maybe that happens later and Rhysand wins.
I would absolutely.
I don't know. I think there's going to be some controversy with Rhysand just because we've thought Tamlin was so good, and then he turned out to be a wimp. We think Rhysand's so good. I think what Sarah J. Maas has done is something's going to happen with Rhysand, and he's going to pick the court or something over Feyre at one point in time, but maybe come good, whereas Tamlin's never come good.
Right.
I think there's got to be some controversy because he can't just be this perfect human who everyone wants to fuck. He can't be. Yeah. He can't be.
I know what it's like.
Maybe he has a small willy. That's the problem.
Like.
There's no dudes are perfect. There's got to be something wrong with him.
You're looking at one.
Mate, I'm telling you, small willy. Not perfect.
No, for real though, I do think he's perfect. But I'm pretty sure that's the end of that chapter. Then they winnow back to Valaris. Oh, no. He says, so he apologizes for using her as bait. Yep. And then he's like, let's go home. And she goes, Valaris isn't my home.
Yeah, John.
I say that.
Yeah.
Literally
So
the guy that
petty.
saved you. Okay, the man that saved you, brought you into his home, lets you live in his literal family home in the city that he has kept secret from everyone for 5,000 years, feeds you, pays you. You don't really do much except complain.
Yeah.
And you're like, Valaris isn't my home. Okay, go find another one then.
Go back to the spring court.
Legit.
Yeah.
Do you want to go back to the spring court? Go.
Go lock yourself
She's
in
serious.
there.
Everyone's like, you're so hard on Feyre. Literally the most ungrateful fucking person I've ever met.
True. She is. She just like, when everything, she's got the victim mentality. She really does.
Bro, that's it. It's main character event. It's just, she's the main character of the book. You know, it's narcissism at its finest. That's all I gotta say.
But that was where 26 ended. We're up to 27. Well, they just, basically all 27 was go back to Valaris, and they said that. And that was it.
Oh, yeah, true. Sorry. Actually, yeah, what I just said was chapter 27. He apologizes, and then, okay, chapter 28.
Rhysand gets the information back from Az torturing the Ator.
Yeah, so they go back to Valaris, and then she's kind of like thinking like, well, I want to know what they did to him. Where did Azriel take him?
She was like, I want to know everything. And he's like, do you really?
Yeah. He kind of says like, she's like, I want to know.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll show you. Like, tell me how much you want to know, and that's how much I show you.
And she goes, I want to know everything.
And she's like, I want to know everything.
No, you don't, Feyre. You can't even handle nothing.
Legitimately low. You can't even get a solid night's rest in the fucking safest place in the world. So you don't want to know. But so he lets Feyre into his mind.
Yeah. And
because he was there when Azriel was getting information out of the Ator, and she just gets to watch the whole thing. And basically, they're just asking questions like, how'd you find Feyre? And he goes, I was just given the location by Highburn. Like, I'm telling you, I don't know these things. Yeah. Just giving you the information, blah, blah, blah. And then I think that the Ator says something to Rhysand along the lines of like, good luck keeping her. Like, good luck keeping your hands on her, because everyone knows that you took her from Tamlin and that now his borders are literally closed to the whole world. And like, we're not the only ones that want her.
Is that when we found out that, was that later, that Tamlin might go to war? Or did we find
later? We found that out later.
Later.
So basically, Rhys is kind of like, yeah, whatever. She came here on her own accord. Like, the reason that he hasn't fucking attacked is because he knows that.
Yeah.
And so then I think after seeing that in the mind, he's like, you want to see everything? I'll show you everything. Rhys goes to Azriel, break both his legs, and full fucking break his wings, and then just drop him off the coast of Highburn and see what happens. Holy shit, bro.
Good.
Yeah, hectic.
To end chapter 28, actually, there was one more thing that I guessed, actually.
Yeah, you were full correct. And I mean, I agreed with you, to be fair.
Yeah, well, Feyre was like in her room or something, and Amren came in, and did she ask for the amulet?
I don't really know. I'm pretty sure.
No, I think Feyre came and gave it to her.
I don't really know what happened, but she was just talking to Amren about random shit, about the tithe and about taxes, and she was like, no, we don't have a tithe here. That's barbaric or whatever. And then
shitting on Tamlin.
And then Feyre gives her back this amulet that she used in the prison, and Amren goes, oh, you gave it back. She was like, what do you mean you threatened my life, bitch? you're like more powerful than Resend. You throughout my life. And then she goes, oh, no, it's just nothing.
Just keep it.
Yeah. She's like, I knew you needed faith because you're a pussy. Yeah. You're fucking pussy.
Yeah. Placebo.
It was straight up placebo affected to its finest.
I thought that was funny. When I read it, I was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
But chapter 29, the group dine in Valaris. And this is where Feyre, they're all eating normal food. There's like some in the dramatized audio, there's like the chef's there and she's
really
it's
nice. Kind of sick. Reese is like, let's get some rest. And she's like, you told me that the Valaris is even better at night. Fucking show me, bruv. Yeah. Take me on some romantic dinner. And then she's like, quickly realized it was a group dinner. Yeah. Everyone's coming. Apparently the inner circle does everything together, orgies included. And we do. I feel like there's a little love triangle between Cassian, Azriel, and Moore, though.
I don't understand that, and we don't want to know. Yeah.
I want to know.
I don't think Cassian's in on that.
I think Cassian's in on it.
Do you reckon?
I have a feeling that Cassian and Moore will have sex every now and then.
What's it called?
But Azriel and Moore are closer.
Yeah. What are you called when? What's the one in the corner? Just like
Cuck.
Yeah, that's Cassian.
Cassian. No, I think that Azriel might be the main dude, but he's a bit cucky. And Cassian's the one will every now and then will have a crack at Moore.
Oh, I reckon it's just Azriel's like the main dude and Cassian's the cuck. And like he just watches them.
We're fantasizing.
I don't know.
But I do love Cassian.
That's the point. I like Cassian.
He's
too.
a fucking legend.
I like his anger.
So they all go out for like this really nice dinner to this restaurant where the lady knows everyone and they're talking and they have a beautiful meal. And then the lady, like Amren's not eating and the lady brings out a cup of blood to Amren.
Yeah, she's like, oh, so that's what you eat.
She's like, cool. And then they leave.
I really like how the slow peter out of Amren's character.
Yeah.
Like we're very, very slowly figuring out what she is, especially in the back end of these chapters.
Yeah.
I kind of like how slow it is.
Same.
Because
So do I, yeah.
we kind of know everything about that. There was those chapters and we learned all the background of everyone else.
Yeah.
But then Amren's like, no.
Yeah, true. It's like hers is taking a bit longer.
Yeah.
She's a bit tougher cookie to
Yeah.
crack or whatever. But then they go for a walk. They're stuffed. And
you guessed this.
what did I say?
Remember when she was stuck?
Oh, I did guess this.
She was stuck in the jail under the mountain. And
there was music.
Music sent to her. And
Yeah.
you were like, I bet you Resend did that.
So initially I thought Tamlin was sending her the music. And then I think I had the change of heart where I was like, oh no, it must have been Resend, right? And then they're going and they're walking, from dinner, they're going for a nice walk to Resend's favorite part of the city. And they're going over a bridge or whatever they're going near. And she starts hearing this music. And she said it just like took her back. And then she realizes like, you sent the music. Why? And he's like, you were breaking and I had no other way to help you. I was just doing my best.
Yeah.
And she was like, fuck, like,
Let me
suck
sit
on
on it.
suck on my pussy right here, right now, you motherfucker. But I feel like I need more smut in this book because I'm creating it when it's not there.
This book hasn't had any.
Nothing, bro.
I
don't even classify the sex scene with her and Tamlin at the start anything.
Yeah. We're waiting on if it's chapter.
I swear to God, if the
54.
hype of chapter 54 and 55 does not live up to what everyone has made it, we're not reading A Court of Wings of Ruin, all right?
We're not reading another chapter.
But so from there,
That was about it.
Chapter
Chapter 29 done.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. There's one more thing in chapter 29. After all's said and done, they go to bed. Resend's in his room, Farrah's in her room, and like he just like can winnow notes to her, right? And he winnows a note to her randomly, and he wrote to her, "I might be a shameless flirt, but at least I don't have a horrible temper. You should come and tend to my wounds from our squabble in the snow. I'm bruised all over thanks to you." And then she sends back, "Go lick your wounds and leave me be." And then he says, "I'd much rather you licked my wounds for me." Oh, I'm not going to lie. Like when listening to this and reading it, like my heart starts to pound.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Beth, get close.
Feyre's good at flirting.
Bro.
Really good.
Oh my God.
That's like her special ability.
Yeah. And then she sends back, "Lick you where exactly?" Oh. He says, "Wherever you want to lick me, Feyre. I'd like to start with everywhere, but I can choose if necessary. Let's hope my licking is better than yours. I remember how horrible you were at it under the mountain."
Oh, I forgot he did that.
Oh my God. And then, oh man, I think so. He says, "I was under duress. If you want, I'd be more than happy to prove you wrong. I've been told I'm very, very good at licking." She wrote back, "Good night." He wrote back, "Try not to moan too loudly when you dream about me. I need my beauty rest."
He's perfect.
He is the fucking good flirt, bro. Yeah, funny.
You know when like girls say like when they're a good flirt or they get like flirtatious banter? Do you reckon when we were reading that, that's how a girl would feel when they receive these texts from the guy who's matching the energy? And it's just like, you don't give them anything. You don't let them know that they're hitting. But we both know they're hitting.
Trying to play it cool.
Yeah.
How naughty can we get without being naughty?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And downstairs, it's getting naughty.
Bro. Chapter 30. So she's been doing some training and she's up there she's hitting bags with Cassian, right?
Yeah.
And then Cassian randomly, and also Reese and Azriel are over there hitting bags. And she's kind of like shirtless. Why do they need to be shirtless? But she talks about their like big pecs and their tattoos and shit. And I was like,
Yeah, she's like, why do they need to be shirtless? And then gives the most detailed description ever.
Yeah. Like, holy shit.
Like she's taking a mental photo of it.
And then, but she's hitting back to Cassian, And a little while ago, she sent a note to Tamlin saying like, I'm safe, don't come for me, I don't want to be with you, whatever. And he like says, when are we going to talk about your note with Tamlin? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. And then she goes, well, when are we going to talk about you and more? And so we find out, and he's like, ha ha ha, old news.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Hit that shit hard. That's what he said. But basically, I think after he says that, she starts to think like about Tamlin.
Yeah.
Well, and he's like doing the whole like, okay, we're gonna do 1-2s. We're doing 50 of them, right? And when we're done that, 50 more. I don't know why he doesn't just say do 100 1-2s, but 50 1-2s. And so she starts actually thinking about Tamlin, and she's like, thinking about like how he locked me up, and then how under the mountain he did nothing.
Yeah, she's getting mad, angry.
He just sat next to Amarantha and didn't even risk trying to save us, me, or anyone. He was just thinking about himself, and the only time he risked anything was to pull me into a closet to try and fuck me. And then she realizes that she's like burned holes through the bags because she was using like firepower, and she's like crying, and then she's like doing that.
Cassian's like, I'm okay.
Yeah. And she like looks up as if like she's gonna hurt Cassian, and there's holes in the bags. And he's like, if you want to keep going, I can take it.
Yeah.
But then Rhysand comes over.
What court's the fire from?
Autumn.
Autumn.
And then Rhysand comes over and like puts his wings around her. And he's like, you need to deal with this shit, all right? He's like, this is embarrassing, okay? Like, it's never gonna go away.
Yeah.
I had to bury my mum and my sister. I think about it every day. But if I let it consume me, I'm not gonna do anything. So let's fucking figure this shit out.
Either let it consume you or move on.
Yeah, legit. And then it's kind of just like
Rhysand's saying what everyone's thinking.
I know. Rhysand literally is like if ChatGPT built a man.
Yeah.
Rhysand is if you put into ChatGPT, build me a man, make him everything emotionally I need, and also make him the most attractive thing I've ever seen.
Oh, facts. Okay. Chapter 31. Nothing happened too much, really.
Nah.
They train a lot, Farah, for a couple days.
Yeah.
Summer
Court says, yep, you guys can come visit.
Yes.
That was a big moment.
Yeah, like because they weren't responding or something?
Yeah, they weren't. They took ages to respond, and then the Summer Court says, yep, more than welcome to come visit. And Rhys says that it's only him, Feyre, and Amren that are going. And Cassian's like...
Cassian's demoed.
Yeah, Cassian's like... need my help. I should really be there. I should be there. And Rhys is like, dude, you're fucking banned from the Summer Court from the last time we went there. He goes, all I did was knock down a building. Cassian, seriously, bro, rein it in, man.
He's got a little fucking crush on Rhys. He's like, everywhere you go, I go. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, it's funny. And basically, kind of that's what it is. And then the next day they're getting ready to go. And Farah like wakes up and Rhysand's in like a pissy mood. And she's like, and he goes, okay, let's go. And she's like, whoa, what? And Amren goes, well, someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And he's like, yeah, I was out playing cards last night with Cassian and Azriel, and I don't like it when my brothers take me for a ride and steal all my money. I was like, you guys are all fucking literally just dudes.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Can never change just the dude, can you?
But they went over to the night court. Sorry, not the night court, the Summer Court. And it sounds pretty.
Sounds beautiful.
Wait, it sounds like Greece.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like that exact vibe, like lots of blues and whites with the water.
Yeah,
everything.
Giving Greece.
Flat water, beautiful, yeah. Giving Greece for sure.
Giving major Greece vibes, like cliffs and stuff. And it looks amazing.
Looks beautiful.
Looks absolutely amazing. But so they kind of just go in there and then they get like met. This is the capital of the Summer Court, and it's called Adriata, by the way.
Yeah, we're introed into Tarquin.
Tarquin, brown
and
skin, white hair, turquoise blue eyes. Apparently, very handsome.
the AI has dreadies. Like
I know the AI of him is so cool.
long dreadlocks.
The AI, I think KSI should play him.
No, his forehead's too big. It's almost like Lewis Hamilton if he was 6'5".
Oh,
Instead of 5'5".
Who could play him?
Who? Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. We need the type of we need.
He needs to be young because he's a young High Lord.
The show needs to be animated.
Heaps of people disagreed with that.
The show needs to be animated.
We need to watch. Someone sent it to us, and you told me about it. The fan made.
No, I saw a snippet of it.
Oh, is it shit?
So I saw a snippet on TikTok, and it was the scene of Rhysand coming to get Feyre from the wedding, and the person they got to play Rhysand is ugly.
Really?
And I was like, I'm not watching that. He looks like a vampire, bro.
Yeah, I think I would really like animation because the powers and everything it is so mystical and magical.
Yeah, but I need to show you the type of animation because you need to watch. You don't need to watch it, but there's a show called Arcane on Netflix, and it's an animated version of a video game. And that type of animation is what it needs to be.
Okay, interesting.
It's really good. Okay. But so we meet Tarquin, we meet Cressida, the princess, and her younger brother Varian. He's the prince. And basically they kind of go into like talks, right? And
War is coming.
he like talks about the threat from Highburn.
Yeah.
And Tarquin's kind of like, bro, I don't really want to go to war again. And he's like, no. I need you to know the threat. I just need to know that you're going to be on my side. But again, we need to preface. The whole reason these motherfuckers are in the Summer Court is to steal the Book of Breathings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're there to steal the book. And also Tarquin accepted Rhysand and them coming because remember that point when someone tried to escape under the mountain?
The reason that Tarquin is the High Lord of the Summer Court is because the person that was the High Lord was killed by Rhysand, mercifully, because he said the Summer Court had actual, like, a really big group, like a pretty decent sized army that was going to try and storm under the mountain.
Yeah.
And then we all remember when Rhysand was told to make someone a walking ghost, but he actually killed him because the guy from the Summer Court, the High Lord from the Summer Court, got caught trying to leave.
But Tarquin knew.
And Rhysand saw that in the original High Lord's mind of the Summer Court, and he killed him mercifully. So then the whole fucking Tarquin didn't get killed and shit. So now Tarquin is the fucking High Lord because it was his cousin that was a High Lord.
Yeah. But he's frothing Rhysand. He's like, I'm here because
Yeah. He's like, I owe you.
But then when Rhysand's like, war is coming, he's like, what about Tamlin?
Yeah.
We all know that she's here because you took him. He's like, da.
Yeah, and Cressida says something crazy.
Yeah.
Cressada's like, law states that, like, although you left the Spring Court on your own accord, Feyre, you were still Tamlin's bride.
Yeah.
And if Tamlin were to find out that you are in this court and he says, send her back to me, law states we have no other choice except to take you back to the Spring Court. And then Rhysand goes, I can assure you, if that happens, you will die.
Yeah.
And Tarquin's like, Rhysand, do not threaten me in my own court. It's like, it's not a threat. It's a promise.
Yeah. A little bit cringe, but
yeah, a little bit cringe, but I was also kind of like, hey, bro, you flex that shit. Flex it. And then, I don't know, flirty. Feyre's flirting with fucking Tarquin. Like, it'd be easy to fall in love with you, blah, blah, blah. But it'd be easier to be your friend, blah, 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 blah. And then, so that night, they're all like, they go to a dinner.
Yes.
They go to a dinner and... No. Sorry. Before the dinner, Rhysand and Feyre are in her room kind of game planning.
Or to
and
steal
he's
the
like,
book.
yeah, to steal the book. He's like, okay, you need to just use the power of where it's going to tell you where it is, all right? Just feel it. Try and feel it. And she's like, he goes, to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie. I really like Cressida. I really like Tarquin. And I really like Summer Court. So I would like to keep that relationship intact. So just do anything in your power to just not let them know that you've stolen the book. Yeah. We want to take it under their noses and them not even know it's gone. And she's like, okay, well, what if we just ask for it? And he's like, stupid. And she's like, what if I fucked Tarquin for it? I was like, Feyre, come on, what are you...
Yeah, what are you doing?
What?
But Rhysand, very emotionally in touch person, says you can do whatever you want.
You can do as you please.
Yeah, do whatever you want, Farah.
And then that night,
She wanted a fucking reaction saying, no,
Yeah,
I want you to have sex with me. Sit on my willy.
legitimately.
He didn't take the bait, Farah.
Oh, fuck me, Dad. So they go to a dinner. She's kind of like semi-flirty with Tarquin. She's like, they were talking about family heirlooms that didn't get stolen by Amarantha and shit. She goes, if you have all these jewels and stuff, I'd love to see it. And he goes, like, you know, you're going to try and steal them. And she goes, I'd be a bad thief if I asked you to show me where it is.
She was like, my dad was a
merchant.
big merchant, and I want to compare the mortal gems to that of the summer court.
Yeah.
Like, sure.
So he's like, cool, yeah, tomorrow. But then she sees Rhysand over there flirting with Cressida. And she's like, oh my God, I can't even fucking talk right now. Sorry, I need a break. And
This sounds like the dilemma we got.
Yeah, she goes and stands just on her own for the last hour, and she's like, I didn't even notice. It was been an hour. I hope I don't hear him fucking making a moan in his room later.
And then she's whimpering. I think that was the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
And then the next chapter, she's like, I can't go to breakfast.
Yeah, she skips breakfast,
Yeah.
right? How about have a conversation with him?
Yeah.
Just talk to Rhysand.
Well,
She's like, skips breakfast, and then she goes and skips lunch, and then she goes to meet Tarquin, where he says to meet her to go on their little fucking tour to see the jewels, right? And then she doesn't even look at Rhysand, and yeah, just links arms with Tarquin
And there was a
fucks
little
off.
thing in her mind. She's like, ooh, who's that Rhysand? And Rhysand's trying to get in to tell her what's going on.
Yeah,
She's
shields
like,
her up.
Yeah, she's like, no. But Rhysand's trying to help.
She's a freaking shocker, mate.
She is a shocker.
And then basically they go through all that shit, and Tarquin's kind of like down there. They're just talking, blah blah blah. Shows them all the jewels. It's cool. There's no book. She doesn't feel anything. And then he's like, I have a question to ask you. Did Tamlin actually lock you in his house? And she's like, yeah, that's why I left. And Rhysand actually did save me. And she's like, and so Tarquin goes, I promise you, we will not tell Tamlin that you're here. And she's like, throughout this whole like couple of chapters, she's like, I can't steal from them. I'm a pig. I'm a thief. I'm a blah blah blah. Oh my God, Farah, think about your fucking sisters, bro.
To be fair, I like Tarquin.
Love Tarquin.
I really like his character and his youthful spirit of how he viewed also the part on Rhysand likes Tarquin and Tarquin likes Rhysand because he wants to take away the hierarchy of fairies and high lords as well.
So yeah, the lesser fairies and the high fae.
Yeah.
Apparently there is a massive divide.
Yeah, and he's trying to take that divide away. And Rhysand supports that, and he's been trying to do it for ages. And now Tarquin, the new High Lord, comes in as help, and he's like, oh, yeah. He understands it.
And then after all this, right?
I reckon Tarquin would have just said, yeah, take it, bitch.
Same. No, maybe not.
I don't know.
Nah, he still probably has like ties to it, right?
True.
He probably has never even looked at it. But then basically after all that, she goes in and she's like doesn't know where it is, right? She's like, I don't know where it is. They can't find it.
They can't find it.
And then she's in her room later, and Rhysand's just in there on her bed, kind of chilling like he owns the place.
Yeah.
And she comes in, she's like, what do you want? And he's like talking chitty chatty. And then she's all just like, oh, how is fucking Crusader? And he's kind of like, bitch, what
do you think I'm doing?
I took her out for a drink. I was trying to distract her so you could talk to Tarquin and try and find out where the book is. Yeah. You think I like going out there and putting myself into other people's minds and just leading people on so you can go do your job? Like, seriously. And then they have this argument, and then, I don't know, something. It gets a little sexy.
Was that where we've... Oh, no, is that the dinner? So all that happens? No, was that the dinner where... when Rhysand's in her mind, Feyre jumps into Tarquin's mind.
Yeah, bro. So basically what happened was, after that she sees out when it's low tide, she sees like a little temple out in the water, and you can only see it when it's low tide. And she's like, for some reason, she said it felt like it was home. Something was calling her to it. So that night at dinner, she's all like, oh, I saw her. She said that she needs to like figure out a way to know it's in there because she can't know for sure, but not make it sus, right? And she's like, oh, Tarquin, I was just going for a walk. I was coming back up. I saw it low tide. There was like a building across like where it was like, he's like, yeah, I would love to see that. Like I've seen everything else. And he looks at him, and Cressida look at each other, and they're like, huh? And then she's like, maybe we can do it. I'd love to go to the mainland. Like I'd love for you to take me to it on the mainland. And yeah, maybe we just like go there on the way there. And so then he goes like, oh, that's just an old temple, like it's abandoned. And so she said that all she needed was that look from him and Crusader, that she's like, okay, that's where it is. So she goes, okay, yeah, don't worry about that. Then I'm not interested. We'll just go to the mainland. How about that? And he's like silent, and then she Daemati powers into his mind, gets through his shields of sea and coral, and
She like attaches herself to the coral, and like that's how she finds her way in.
And she can get through his shields because she literally is part of him.
Yeah.
And then she goes in there, and apparently she's like, holy shit, I'm just full in here, and he has no idea. And she can hear his thoughts.
Yeah.
And he's like, why is she asking me
What
about the
fuck
temple?
she asking? She could ask about anything, but she asked about this temple.
Why is she asking about the temple? Blah, 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 blah. And then apparently she's going, trust her. She's just interested. Take her to the
Manipulative.
mainland. Legitimately though, she's like manipulating him, and she feels terrible about doing it. And then she comes back out of her mind, and she goes back into her own mind, out of his heart, back into her mind, and then she has convinced him. And while she was doing that, Rhysand was inside Crusader's mind and Varian's mind, who is the prince and the princess. And all works out. So then
and
that
Rhysand
night,
compliments Pharaoh, and he's like, "Good job, Pharaoh, mate. The way
you're
you got
a
in,
fast learner."
yeah, the way you got in there was smart, you cheeky devil. That takes a lot of Daemati, heaps of time.
Yeah. He said it's like takes years.
Yeah, yes.
Cool. And then so they make a game plan.
Yeah.
Amryn and Pharaoh will be going down, and Rhysand will be
and they're
flying
like,
up top.
Get the girls to do it, eh?
Yeah, get the girls to do it. He's like, someone's got to fly out there and make sure you don't fuck shit up, bro.
Yeah.
And so they go to the mainland. They chitty chatty. Gets to a point where I'm pretty sure Tarquin says like, oh, you know what, Pharaoh, it'd be easy to fall in love with you too. I reckon they secretly went and banged, and she just didn't write it in the book. And then that night they go to steal the book.
Yeah.
And what chapter are we on? Have I been skipping chapters?
So that was 34 and 5. Now we're up to 36.
Okay, 34 and 35. We're up to 36, guys.
So this is when they go towards the temple, and they leave at low tide, so you can get into the temple or time it exactly on low tide.
Yeah.
Amran and Pharaoh are breaking in, and Amran like puts her hand on the.
No, Pharaoh does.
Pharaoh did the first one.
So getting in.
Yeah, in.
They go in and they dig in this temple. The temple's like, it goes underwater in high tide, and then you can get to it when it's low tide, right? And it's low tide, and it was covered in just like shit. And they're scraping. They get to a door, and Pharaoh puts a hand on it, and then Pharaoh shapeshifts into Tarquin, and then the door opens. And then they go down these stairs, down to another lead door. And even Amryn, they said the power coming from behind that door was like insatiable. And even Amryn goes like, whoa. And Pharaoh puts her hand on the door again, and it's like really taken. She didn't shapeshift this time, but it's opening. But
well, she's saying, I am Tarquin.
She's like, I am Tarquin, I am of the sea, I am of the fucking shells, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then it opens, and there's a box. A metal box.
A lead box.
A lead box.
Because that lead, we found out with the ring as well, like shields power from the fairies or high lords.
Yeah. And so she goes in, and the book starts talking to her.
Who is there?
Who is this? Who are you? You are not
I am
my
Tarquin.
high lord. And she's like, I am Tarquin.
No, you're not.
yeah. Liar. The book says liar.
Liar.
And then, what else?
Amryn's like, quick, the tide's coming up. And she picks up the book.
Yeah.
And as she picks up the book, bang, door closes.
Yeah.
And that's when Amryn tries to like open it, and absolutely fucking nothing's happening. But she does get through the first one.
The first door she gets through, and apparently like her magic is all weird.
Yeah,
bro.
down there, because they've gone down, and it's probably shielded by some ancient magic. Her powers don't work, and she's basically useless.
Like, she can get one door open, but she did say, like, I can't believe how strong Amryn must be to even be able to get it open.
Yeah, the door opens, and water's coming down, and like they're drowning.
Yeah.
And she's like, Pharaoh keeps going, I can't breathe. This is my lungs are burning. And they make it to the stairway to get out to the door they came in, and the water's like gushing down.
Yeah.
And Pharaoh does enough with her water powers from the summer court to make the water spread.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that. She has water powers from the summer court, guys.
Yeah, she was in a bath once, and then she was making like some like
animals and
seahorses or some shit.
Who knows?
And then the water's like spreads just enough so it's not gushing down that they can like make their way out. And then Amryn again on the final doors?
She's trying.
And this bit's good.
What happens is they're about to die.
Yeah.
And they're like fully
This is
accepting
my
it.
last breath.
And then they're like scratching at the door, scratching nothing. And then it just opens, and it's two water wraiths.
Yeah.
Rip in, pick them up, bring them to the fucking roof, back up to the surface. And basically, once they get up to the surface, the water wraiths are like, our sister's debt is repaid.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
We knew it.
Yeah.
And Amryn's like, what the fuck? And they make their way to a cove.
Yeah.
Like, where is Rhysand? He finally flies in. Like, where were you? And he's like, what the fuck did you do?
He's like, what have you guys been doing? You set off every alarm in this place.
Yeah. They're like, whatever, we almost died. And then he's like, did you get the book?
Yeah.
And she like taps on it. And they're like, you don't even care that I almost died.
Oh, it's fucking good.
And they're like, what were you doing, Amber? He's like, my powers were useless.
Yeah, he's like, there was wards under there, but I couldn't sense them.
Yeah. So basically they got the book. The sun is rising. And I think
And they winnow away.
that was the end of chapter 36.
I think so, yeah. Basically some guards still spot them, and because Rhysand was going like, I was up here busy, like I couldn't help you. I was just killing all the guards.
Yeah.
Because I didn't
I
want
thought
them to...
he wasn't killing them. He was just killing their mind or like taking away
the memory.
Yeah, the memory.
Okay, hopefully it wasn't
That's what
actually
I
killing
thought.
them.
Who cares?
But and then like some guards shout out, and he goes, "Oh fuck, I missed something," and then they winnow away.
Yeah, and then they winnow into was it Rhysand's house? Or they went into the night court, and then
I think it's Rhysand's house.
Yeah, Cassian's there. He's like, "What the hell?
What the hell, aren't they?
Yeah,
what the hell?
What the hell happened?"
Yeah, what the hell?
And Amaranth's like, "Why did the water race help us?"
No, Amaranth says that.
Yeah, Amaranth said that.
Amarantha.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, Amaranth.
Amaranth said, "What do they help us? What did she call them? She called those disgusting beings."
Yeah, she's like, only a human would help a disgusting.
Yeah, well, favorite
fucking-
is like, oh, the types, and like I gave him some jewelry, and then she's like, only a disgusting human would help the disgusting
only an
water
idiot.
wraiths.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was that about where it ended?
And so then what happens is they open the book.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So Rhysand's like, God, ladies, let's fucking clean up here and let's open the book. And so she goes over, she opens the book. She's like, and the book says to her, like,
I
are
remember now.
you gonna read me?
Yeah,
And she's like,
remember,
no, obviously I'm gonna read you. But they open the book, and basically it's in some like ancient text that only Amren can decipher. And
Well, Rhysand was hoping.
Yeah.
That's why Rhysand picked
Amren.
at the start instead of like Cassie and everyone else. Also the other reasons, but she's like mad grateful because the book not only could help with the cauldron or whatever, but also help return Amren if she gets the other half to her ancient.
There might be a
place.
spell in there that will break her curse, and she can return home.
Yeah.
And so he's like, the reason I didn't tell you is because I didn't want to get your hopes up because I didn't know it was a risk.
Thank
but
you.
he's like, I've
Thank
just
you.
heard things.
Thank you.
And he's actually, one thing about Rhysand is he isn't quite as honest as we think until the thing happens.
But it always happens.
True.
It always happens. And she was so grateful. And I guess then that was where it. No,
Yeah.
there was a bit about Jurian at the end.
Whoa, yeah, true. They're like, I think Cassian was like, you know how the king is like planning on resurrecting Jurian? What, like, Jurian would hate the king. Jurian's a human, and Amarantha took his soul and trapped it in this thing, and now he's just seen all this shit. Like, he hates you guys. He hates the fairies. And he goes, yeah, the only thing that would, I'm thinking here is that Highburn is gonna offer to resurrect Jurian's old love, Miriam.
Yeah.
And
Use it
because
against him.
Jurian thinks Miriam is dead,
Yeah.
which she probably is because she's a human. So basically, the way that he's gonna get Jurian to work for him is to resurrect.
No,
Miriam.
Miriam was Amarantha's sister.
Nah,
No?
Nah.
Wasn't Miriam Amarantha's sister and Jurian? Yeah.
nah,
That's right.
nah.
Who was Amarantha's sister?
And it was like Cynthia or Cynthia something.
Oh, but
And
I
Jurian like pretended to love her to get information and then killed her.
swear that was Amarantha's sister.
Yeah.
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 I swear that was Miriam.
No. Miriam is Jurian's actual love that was taken by Dracon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So he would
Jurian's
do
going to seek
anything.
revenge on Dracon.
Yeah, he would do
Okay.
anything to get Miriam back.
Right. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, so that's that.
That is where we're up to the chapters.
Yeah. So that time we tried to be short, still wasn't really.
Well, we
It
did
is
an
what
extra
it
2
is.
chapters.
Yeah. We did an extra 2 chapters and we really did go. We tried to skim through those, but that felt better.
That did feel better. The flow was good. But I'm keen for predictions this time.
Yeah, I came for predictions. I want to do chapters for next one. We're up to 38. Okay, I got something crazy to say. I want to go to 53.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to have to figure out a way or like do it in 2 parts.
Okay. No, here's the reason.
Because that's going to be like a 2-hour
No.
episode.
The reason I want to go to 53 is because I felt as though just then I was like getting in the zone.
Yeah.
I always take over.
Yeah.
I'm fucker up for it.
Well, you remember better.
Sorry
than me.
about that.
That's all right.
But I always like start to take over, right? But I felt like I was getting in the zone then. And then you know how I skipped some chapters? Like I didn't mention the chapters. The reason we mention chapters is for time codes for you guys. But does it matter?
Oh, true.
So what I'm saying is like, we don't need to mention chapters. Like,
just go through it all.
just
How many chapters is that? That's 13 chapters. Okay. Well, no, it's more. No, it's
16.
16, yeah, because it's the
Yeah.
it's the 50. So we finished on the end of 52 or 53.
No, because I'm pretty sure 50. Because the way we want to do it, guys.
Everyone
spoiler.
comment. You have to comment which one it is.
Yeah, we just need to know which chapter is the really good ones, because what we want to do is we're gonna go and we're gonna just like turn off all sort of like the reason we don't play like big bites of the book is because like it's all licensed, right?
Yeah.
And so for chapters 54 and 55, we're pretty sure those are the juicy ones. We want to listen to them with you guys and react to each. Like we want it the first time to be listening to it.
Yeah, with
you, and then we'll just like talk about it. And so that week it's only going to be a 2-chapter episode.
But it will still be long.
It's going to be crazy good though.
Yes.
And so we want to
We want to get out this next week and then get to that.
Yeah. So that's what we want to do.
So comment what chapters you want us to react to live. I'm pretty sure
it's those two.
Yeah.
It's those two.
Okay, so we're doing that.
Yeah. So
chapters-wise.
okay, up to chat. So read chapter 53.
53. Yep. Okay. And now predictions. All right. I reckon there's going to be some controversy with Rhysand.
Okay.
And Tamlin's going to come back in before we get to the Highburn situation.
Okay.
Because there's been mentions of Tamlin's going to set war against the Night Court. It doesn't have a right. I reckon. Crazy. I'm going to say it. Here we go.
Yeah.
So in the background, they're going to go to the Queen, the Mortal Queens, and do all that. We all know that's happening.
Yeah. That's bound.
My throw in the dark is, I think one night, Rhysand's going to be a dog to Feyre. She's going to get lonely, and Winnow to Tamlin.
No.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Well, do you see how petty she got when she thought Rhysand was flirting just before?
I wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah. No, it might even happen accidentally. She'd be like, oh my God, I'm back at the
I wouldn't put it past her, right?
Yeah.
My predictions.
Yeah.
I do like that. That's juicy. I gotta say, that's juicy. But my predictions is, I reckon that, I reckon Sarah J. Maas has done this on purpose, but you know how we love Lucian?
Oh, haven't thought about him in a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Tamlin sends Lucian on a mission into the Night Court to find Feyre.
Oh.
Because Tamlin would never do it himself because first of all, he's not allowed to cross the border. But second of all, he's a pussy and gets everyone else to do everything for him, just like Under the Mountain. Okay? But I think that he gets Lucian to go talk to Feyre. And I think Feyre's going to be like, fuck off, Lucian, bro. Leave me alone. Like, I can get you out of here safely, but leave me alone and don't come back.
Okay, I hear you.
And now, my next is, I don't think Tamlin's working with Highburn. I think Ianthe is playing Tamlin. And I think Ianthe, while fucked off and hiding from Amarantha and Valerian, is actually been infiltrated by Highburn and is working with Highburn.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that there's a spicy section in 54 and 5.
And it's Feyre and Rhysand.
No. So I'm going back. Yeah, it is, obviously. So I reckon what's going to happen, they get in a fight, Rhysand and Feyre. She winnows to the Spring Court by accident. And Tamlin's like, oh my God, you're back. And then she like goes into like fight or flight. And she can't escape back. And Tamlin's like, yes, you're back forever. Rhysand comes in, saves her. Then they fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's
No,
like,
Rhysand can't do that.
he can't winnow in.
No.
But maybe he does. Just because. Also, a lot of
he's Rhysand.
a lot of these laws like sometimes don't matter.
Yeah, true. Let's be real. A lot of these laws are like, because Rhysand gets Feyre out, abided by the book, and then Crusader's like, yeah, I mean, he did that, but also if Tamlin wanted you back.
I did like your Lucian thing. I think the Ianthe thing, I think that's right. I think Tamlin doesn't have a mind of his own.
No, same.
So he's just like, tariffs.
Yeah.
Ianthe.
Yeah, he's like Trump.
Let me have sex. Yeah, where's Feyre? Let's have sex.
Yeah, surely him and Ianthe have just been Fucking A.
Oh, maybe. Aren't they like family friends from like when they were born? But
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows which there's incest in
Yeah.
this fantasy world. I think there's some good predictions.
Yeah, no, I think they're good predictions. Okay, now, we did thoughts and feelings at the start, but like, how are we still feeling about this book?
I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying reading before I go to bed.
Same.
Just like getting into that world and thinking about the characters like as I fall asleep and like trying to even predict it in my head before I come on the podcast is just like fun.
It's fun.
And yeah, I'm
enjoying
loving the character development. We were talking before we started, me and Jake, when we were recording about like the books and a glass, what's it called?
We're gonna read I think Throne of Glass next.
Yeah, Throne of Glass, and we're just talking about like all the different books and how old Sarah J. Maas was when she was writing it and stuff. And I don't know, it's just a cool world we've been put into from the book club, which is cool.
Sick, bro.
Yeah, for the podcast. So I'm really enjoying myself. Can't recommend enough the dramatized audio and reading at the same time.
Yeah, I've just been doing that.
Yeah,
now.
it's the best thing literally ever. It's like watching a movie with subtitles on and then taking steroids.
What do we think the Summer Court's going to do about them stealing the book? That's a good little prediction that we're going to literally find out probably within the next 2 chapters.
Well, do we think the Mortal Queens are going to give, because they have to give on their own accord the other half?
It'll happen, but it'll be
What does the
tricky.
Spring Court think of the book situation? Do they know about it?
Yes, they do. They will know because of all the alarms that went off because he missed some guards.
Yeah, okay, that was why he said that. Yeah, the Summer Court, Dark Wheel.
What do you reckon? They're just going to like say via, I don't know, they'll just get a message to them somehow like,
Don't do that again.
oh no, just like, I mean, you know, you're now our enemy. You're not welcome back here.
I don't know. I don't I wasn't reading into the. I feel like Reeson did a good job and they like didn't figure it out.
I reckon Tarquin's going to send him a letter just going, I hope it was worth it.
Yeah, something like that. Like,
I hope it was worth a favor.
Yeah, send Feyre back. I was in love.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do. That's a good point.
They're keen to figure it out.
Yeah, the king will figure it out. Maybe Reeson will go there and like apologize and explain everything by himself.
Maybe.
Because no one can touch that man.
Yeah, he's untouchable to be fair. But yeah, the queens will... Here's the thing with the queens is like, it's not a dangerous situation because they're fairies, they're mortals, and the queens are humans, right? But the only thing about it is that, they need to get them to trust them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That is tough. I think I'm intrigued, loving it. Keen to read some more. Fuck, we got a few chapters to read.
I'm so excited to go home.
But and read. That's it for today. Baddies Book Club. You know what to do. Patreon. It's out early, 5 days early, and you get an extra episode of the main episodes.
Yeah, boy.
We love all the Baddies Book Club. Be sure to everyone who's listening. There's heaps more people who aren't on the channel on Instagram. Go join that because it gets involved with segments at the start, but also what chapters, because we this week added 2 chapters. Any updates because we can't decide anything will be in there.
Yeah, we'll give updates in there as well because if you're reading along, we don't want to just read more chapters than we said we were going to read.
Because I know a lot of you are reading along.
We're going to give updates in there.
Get in there to be involved.
Yeah.
But we love you.
And stay bad.